Hello and welcome to the MFG Advocate on IMTS TV. I'm Penny Brown. This week during the show, we've covered a lot of important topics relative to growing and expanding the manufacturing industry. But perhaps none is more important than workforce development. And today we're here to talk with Billy McFarland, who's the CNC Program Coordinator at the City Colleges of Chicago. How are you today, Billy?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you.
It's a beautiful day.
Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you.
So tell us, what are the City Colleges of Chicago?
Well, it is our community-based schools, community college-based schools. There's 7 schools. There's Richard A. Daley, Wilbur Wright, Truman College, Olive Harvey, Kennedy King. I think I hit them all. I hope I did. If I missed you, I apologize.
And you work for Wilbur Wright College.
I work for Wilbur Wright College.
So tell us a little about that school.
Okay, Wilbur Wright College is located on the north side of Chicago, 4400 North Narragansett. I'm actually at the Satellite, which is in Humboldt Park, which is North Avenue in California. We primarily focus on IT. The seven colleges have their own specialty, and Wilbur Wright's specialty is information technology. We were lucky enough that everything wasn't hubbed to those specific schools because we kept our advanced manufacturing program primarily focused on CNC.
So how many students are involved in that advanced manufacturing program?
Right now our capacity is 30. We have 26. And then if we include our dual credit classes with our feeder school, Prosser High School, that's about 54 students. So we have a great number. We started with 6 3 years ago. So our numbers are definitely trending up.
How long does the program last?
Well, we have 2 different cohorts. We run a morning cohort, and you can finish what we offer, which is a basic certificate, which is 5 classes. And you can do that in 1 semester if you go in the daytime. And if you go in the evening, because of the shorter hours, it takes 2 semesters. But we're hoping to move toward an advanced certification. We've gone through what we call our PAC process, which is internal, and now we're going through the state process, ICCB approval, and we're hoping to have that up by spring of 19.
So what kind of skills are you students learning in these programs?
Well, basically CNC machining, but we actually start with manual machining. We want to teach you how to walk before you run. So we can't make you a master machinist, manual machinist, but we do give you the fundamental base of understanding what those machines actually do. You get to see it, feel it, smell it, and just get a hands-on activity.
So what kind of jobs are the students graduating into?
CNC operator, CNC programmer. We have some students going into quality control. Basically that. And that's just at our facility. At Daley College, they do, their program's a bit more, it's vast. They do automation, and they're actually opening up applied engineering program this year. So then you have robotics, hydraulics, PLCs, the maintenance or the service technician jobs, which are also in demand.
Are you working with business to kind of develop your curriculum and those kinds of things?
We do. We are getting much better at that, where we're having more industry partners sit on our board, more so than academics sit on our board. We're working with a company called Woodward to try. We're trying to move toward what they're calling the next sector generation partnership, whereas our boards are truly directed or led by industry partners, and that's our goal. So yes, we have a lot of support. AMT is a great supporter from what they're trying to do with us this year. Illinois Manufacturing Association has always been a great partner. Jim Nelson in particular. How you doing, Jim? Yeah. So good things are happening.
Now I know City Colleges serves a lot of underrepresented and non-traditional students. What kind of initiatives do you have to help those students be successful?
Well, we work with a lot of community-based organizations, faith-based organizations, and we do a lot of effort or outreach to our community schools, our local schools that surround our particular colleges. And basically Chicago, I guess, is predominantly underserved communities in some certain aspects. So we do a lot of that. So we do in-house school visits. Last year during Manufacturing Day, we actually had 160 students come in. They were from 5 different high schools. Governor Rauner came by and spoke to the students, and then after they visited our school, we talked about the process of becoming a City College of Chicago student. They were dispersed to 5 different manufacturers. So we worked on the academic pathway, then we showed them the career pathway that's available.
Now, speaking of Manufacturing Day, that's coming up again fairly soon, October 5th. Do you plan to have an event this year?
We're going to do it again.
All right.
We're going to do at least 150 students, and we're working with, I believe, 6 high schools this year, and we're partnering with Cook County Bureau of Economic Development, IMEC, Illinois Manufacturing Excellence Center, and a couple other institutions within the city.
So tell us a little about the STEAM Expo that you've had here at the Smart Force Student Summit.
The STEAM Expo came out of what we saw, out of discussions doing in the city, led by Cook County President Prickwinkle. And one of the things we wanted to talk about was exposure to the opportunities within advanced manufacturing to those particular communities. It was initially going to be done for one day at one of the local community colleges, Malcolm X. I reached out to Greg. I probably harassed Greg over the last few years, and Greg thought it might be a great opportunity for them to bring us in and have an opportunity to present or expose young people to the opportunities with advanced manufacturing. Not only just a STEAM event, but once they get upstairs, they actually see the machinery and the technology, it opens eyes. So that was it. I truly appreciate what AMT and the Smart Force Student Summit, Greg Jones in particular, this active inclusion. Inclusion is one of the trending words nowadays. And for organizations such as AMT to actually put their money where their mouth is a great opportunity. And I think, I'm hoping we did good this year. I haven't quite looked at the numbers, but it is a pathway forward and a positive outcome.
I understand you have STEAM Expos sometimes throughout the year as well.
We do. And once again, when you're thinking about STEAM Expo, this is a large event. We can actually consider this the largest STEAM Expo within the city of Chicago. But most of our events are siloed, and there's a disconnect. So a student may do one event. So we're hoping with this particular initiative that it's a continuous process, that we can start connecting the dots for students on other programs that do these these types of programs across the city. So they can, and you can see with the booths that we have, groups that actually work in the city. So Project Sincere is our primary facilitator. There's another group called Project Exploration, Aerospace, Quake Tech, Girls for Science, Black Girls That Code, Girls That Code. There are just a vast amount of programs out there that our students or our young students in the city of Chicago can get attached to, and we're hoping to be the conduit for that.
What do you think maybe surprises students the most about manufacturing when they start to learn about the industry?
I think one of the highest hurdles we have is that negative connotation that students have about advanced manufacturing, that it's dirty, it's grimy, you gotta be a man, you don't make much money. And once they actually understand it and they go out to different facilities, they see some places are extremely clinical. The floors are clean. It's not you lifting up a 50-pound billet and putting it in a machine. Automation, technology, and young women can be just as productive as any young man. So it does a lot. It opens eyes. It's a whole new world out there, and we definitely want to make them part of it.
So why do you personally think manufacturing is a good career choice?
Well, my first career was actually in the academic world. Did it for about 20 years, got a little tired of it. I come from a blue-collar background. My dad worked in a steel mill when they were dirty and, it was rough. I just believe advanced manufacturing is the backbone of America. I can't really tell you why, I just believe in it. I know it gives you opportunities where opportunities are not given. And I decided to go back to school and get a few more degrees, and one was I went to Illinois Institute of Technology, which is a vendor and exhibitor downstairs, and I always liked making things. And I learned so much in regards to supply chain and the benefits of advanced manufacturing for the supply chain. And I just started seeing opportunities, and I wanted to expose those opportunities to others who may, like myself, who lived in the city all this time, did not know these opportunities actually existed.
Great, very exciting. I think that's probably what turns kids on the most is actually bringing something to life.
Well, I had a couple of kids during the course of this week who came in and who wanted to be basketball players. And by the time they were leaving, they wanted to work on robotics. So those are the type of eye-opening opportunities I'm hoping goes across most visitors that come down to the Smart Force Student Summit.
Now, in your time with city colleges, are there any success stories that really stand out to you the most?
Well, I can say this. Our last two cohorts, everyone that wanted a job, that went through our program, got a job. But I had a young man, he's 23 years old. He grew up in one of the tougher areas of Chicago. He went through our basic certification. He found a job, $14.50, $15 an hour. He came back because we actually are the only institution, Wilbur Wright, that teaches multi-axis machining within Chicago. Starts with screw machine. He came back for a Saturday course for 6 weeks. He then found a job for $18 an hour where he's working 50 hours plus a week. That just made my day. And he called and he said, thank you. I mean, that meant something.
Sure.
So those are the type of opportunities that we're trying to make available and expose others to those type of opportunities. And he wants to go back to school and get his advanced certificate, and the job he's employed at now would actually pay for him to get his undergraduate degree. So those are the type of things we're trying to do. And I get really excited. Sometimes I get a bit too passionate about it, but I just truly believe in what advanced manufacturing offers underserved communities.
Yeah, that must make your job very rewarding.
It does. It does. It does. It's a hard job, but it does.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show, and thank you so much for taking part in the Smart Force Student Summit.
I appreciate it. And once again, thank you, Greg. You're great.
This has been Penny Brown for the MFG Advocate on IMTS TV.